We have Darkness versus ALAB. I'll introduce ALAB. You can introduce Darkness because I loved ALAB's form. ALAB from Moonstone, they believe they're the strongest guild in their alliance. Rank 2 on the server. They've won all sieges but 3 of them. So 12 minus 3, right? So somewhere in there, they said that they think it's all but 3 on that one. So somewhere around the 8-ish siege marker on that one. And in the chat PvP column, they said it's all about you schnoogums, which I thought was pretty funny. It's a good perspective to have. I'll let you introduce Darkness.
All right, so Darkness here. Actually, when we first moved to Moonstone during our world tour as our alliance, Darkness was one of the top guilds in the guild rankings. That means that they were incredibly active. That might probably mean that they are more of a PvE guild and they don't do much PvPing, but at the end of the day, you cannot underestimate the fact that people who play this game will have the gear at the very least, and that is the entry point when it comes to PvP. All Darkness needs to do from that point on is bring equal numbers and then start to focus more on the PvP side since they're all fully geared, and then they can probably take a fight off of like any competent guild on like any of the mid-sized guilds here. But again, you can see chat PvP, many will count us out as weak, but they will regret that, Blue. And we will see if indeed ALAB will regret that the chat PvP that they just put there, because it might be all about Darkness at the end of this fight if Darkness ends up proving them wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually super hyped about this. I see so much representation from both guilds in chat. I gotta say, I'm partial to ALAB because I was like, why is their name ALAB? And then I read the all about you schnoogums and I was like, okay, that just tickled me. So I'm gonna give it to them. I think that that's pretty cool. But Darkness certainly super confident coming into this one. Let's go ahead and take a look at the pick ban for this phase. Do you wanna go through pick ban this time?
Yes, sure. So in the pick ban phase, Darkness actually won the coin toss here, and they decided to choose pick. And so on the side of ALAB here, they decided to ban Daigon, Pakilo, Adentis, and Grand Alon. So what this tells me, Blue, is that number one, they just hate T2. They hate fighting in these T2s. They don't want to be in any of these things where people can pull you off and just toss you off the bridge. Daigon, you try to cross the bridge, people pull you off, you're gonna have to go that long route back because some of these hooks sometimes can be a bit buggy, which is completely fine. As long as you know it, just don't go that way. And then Pakilo as well. A lot of places to just toss you off the thing, and then you have to go through a whole bunch of ramps to get up onto the choke point. And again, at Dentist, a lot of high ground, a lot of like terrain. They don't want that either. Grand Alon telling me here that they decided that they didn't want a cramped up space either. And then Darkness actually chose Talus again, which means it's an open field. This might very well, again, it's the same case as before, which this might very well be what ALAB wants.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Again, Talus twice in a row. Man, they really don't like the new T2 maps. I was hoping to see a little bit more T2 maps here, but a lot of guilds banning them. A lot of guilds not sure about necessarily how to play them. They're a little bit more comfortable on those T1 ones. And again, Talus is kind of comfy for people. And you have to think, okay, well, who's got a better composition for this map? And you're like, okay, well, who has more tanks? In my opinion, is who is going to win this one. But make sure you guys get your predictions in as we are ready to go into match 3 on this one. Go. Yeah, I'm giving the tournament director go right now. It looks like, again, we have... And go ahead.
And while we're loading into the match here, a little bit of lore. ALAB actually was Dynasty, which is my guild. We were actually allies since the very start of the game, and we only decided to cut the alliance when we decided to move on to other servers and look for more content, look for more PvP, challenge like other guilds, kind of like get our benchmarks when it comes to these other guilds. But ALAB, man, one of the most lighthearted guys you'll ever see in the game. Really stand up guys, and I can't say enough good things about them as people.
Yeah, interestingly enough, neither guild has decided to spawn in quite yet. They're all just waiting up there. There's the first Darkness spawning in here in the red. Darkness just making a blitz towards the Riftstone before they can get flanked. They saw what happened in that last match. They're like, okay, we're just going to spawn in and run in so that they can't do the pump fake behind us. Some people were saying that I was talking about the pump fake for the wrong guild. Maybe the pump fakers got pump faked in the last match. Then, oh my goodness, this first engage is going to be an absolute doozy. ALAB in the yellow, Darkness in the red, Darkness with control of the Riftstone. Everyone posturing up. Here come the initial pre-buffs. Look like they're going down for both sides. Paolo gets pulled into the enemy guild right there, but not taking any damage because he's a frontline tank. As both guilds squaring off against each other, there's the first bombers going in as the frontline meets right there, and it looks like, again, Darkness getting dove on. No one from Darkness making it onto the back line of the enemy guild right there. So a great engage coming in from ALAB, but do they have enough? The health bars from Darkness looking really strong, but a great engage on the side of All About You.
Yep. ALAB here is currently trying to engage on the backside here of Darkness. Darkness being very, very impressive with the way that their backline kind of pulled back there and kind of like leashed a little bit of like the ALAB front line that decided to dev smash in, and they pulled that kind of like numbers advantage here. ALAB kind of like seeing this right off the bat here, and now they're starting to back off. They're starting to wait for their reinforcements now, kind of like reconsidering their engages here going forward. And you can see on the side of ALAB being the first ones at this point in time to kind of hit from the side a little bit here on the hook side of where the rift is. They're trying to wrap around them. This is like a classic thing that ALAB does. They tend to engage at you from the front side and then just slowly insert their flex teams on the side there to hit your backline and disrupt them.
You said insert, and I was like, whoa, where are we going with this one? I actually thought that it was going ALAB. People are saying it's ALAB. I apologize if it's ALAB. ALAB's way at the start of the fight, but honestly, Darkness battling back in this one, and it is a very, very close fight. I just took a look at the leaderboards there, and again, it is neck and neck. You can see them. Basically, you could draw a line. The left side of the point belongs to Darkness. The right side belongs to ALAB on this one, and ALAB really starting Paolo in the thick of it. There's the hard engage from the front line on the side of ALAB right there. But again, no one able to really get in and flank the enemy guild. I would love to see just one static from either guild really spawn at the other location and come up behind their opponent on this one. We'll see if any of them can figure it out. It does look like that ALAB has the right idea here, LF.
Yep, exactly. And they're trying to flank on the backside here. And just a bit of lore before this whole thing starts to begin once this rift opens up. ALAB is actually Filipino for flame. And it kind of like embodies the approach that they have here. A fiery kind of like rampaging approach, trying to surround, trying to consume the red side here. Curiously enough, with Darkness being on the other side. And right now we can see ALAB here pushing forward, taking ground. 1 minute left on the clock. If they maintain this tempo at this point in time, proceeding into the next minute, that means that they will have the prio on this rift. That means that they will have dibs on this rift as soon as it opens, and that opens up their kind of like their choices a little bit, where red is forced to jump in the middle, and then ALAB kind of execute their plan of trying to surround the other side and take their backline by surprise with both of their flex teams.
This is neck and neck. I'm actually honestly curious what strategy you kind of want to take here. I think that you want to be the first one to try to cap the point in this case, because Talus can be very difficult to flip if you lose the point early on this one, and it does look like that ALAB has control of the point right now as Darkness kind of backs off with 15 seconds left on the clock. I don't think that they really want to give the first cap of the match over to ALAB right now, but that's might be what happens.
Yeah, and we can see here the flex team on ALAB's side, they actually had to back off there. Faz being one of the leaders of ALAB since the beginning of time, they actually are a New World Guild as well, so they are accustomed to these GVGs. They're trying to get the backside here, and they're doing an excellent job of it. If you look at the backside of Darkness here, they are being pulled by one party. You can see groups of like 2-3 parties being pulled back by 3 parties, and thus giving the advantage on the side of ALAB when it comes to taking on this rift. 26-8, very effective approach from the side of ALAB here with their flex teams, pulling Darkness as much as they can away. And again, Darkness trying to push forward here, but at the same time, they have to kind of realize that, hey, maybe send a flex squad only to intercept and be more of an anti-flex towards ALAB's flex team, and then have the rest of your main ball fight for this rift. Because once ALAB takes this one with 64% now, on the way at 19 minutes, by the way, Blue. Once they take this, it's going to be a very, very tall order for Darkness to try and take this back.
Yeah, I think that if we look at the Cordy crossbow matchups here, you have Darkness's Belogish B, which I'm locked onto right now. Oh my goodness, gets taken down right there. He is the only Cordy on the side of Darkness versus ALAB, which has Striker and Jabu are the two Cordys on their side, so that might be aiding them. But I'll be honest with you, I have not seen the flankers from either team necessarily do an extraordinary job yet. I will say that ALAB's flankers are doing a little bit better job. Finally, Darkness starts to push back onto the stone. You look at that percentage start to climb now as they start to try to get more dominant on this one. You can see ALAB doing their best. They're at 60% on contribution on the node, and it's all about having one more pair of boots on the point than your opponent. And you can see just how close this match actually is as Darkness is battling back and forth. Darkness, remember, they got the point after ALAB did. ALAB had a head start on them, and Darkness is closing this gap. 41% to 59%. You can see the percentage starting to move down for ALAB. Darkness is starting to rally.
Exactly, and ALAB here, they're trying their best to get into this rift and try to contest a little bit, but it seems like the 2-2-2 parties are just a little bit better at this point in time on the side of Darkness here. And you can see on the backside here, two parties, about 2.5 parties here from ALAB side, trying to pull back the rest of the Darkness team, but it's not working as effectively as it was before. They need to push further, need to pressure the backline of Darkness here. Otherwise, what's going to happen here is they're just going to be catching out the 1s and 2s that are coming back. But in the meantime, the rest of ALAB is getting pressured here on the rift. And again, ALAB actually still managing somehow managing to take prio on this rift. And now with a lot of the respawners from the side of Darkness here coming back, this flex team might not have much long to live. And once they get wiped, once they get knocked out of this rift, of this
Hold that thought, LF. Oh my goodness, look at the percentage shoot up on the side of ALAB right there. When you have twice as many people on the point as your opponent, the percentage actually climbs twice as fast. So you can see, look at that. They've only got 15 people on the point, but that's enough because the other side of things, Darkness only has 6. They're just gonna lose out. It got so close there for a moment, and ALAB shuts the door on that attempted cap right there. They're the first ones to cap in this match right now. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, Blue. Darkness had the formula. They knew exactly what to do, and they were doing it correctly. They just needed to keep doing it and just like send that one flex over to the flex team that ALAB was trying to pull people from. They were doing it so well. They were ignoring them really well. They were putting pressure on the rift, and as soon as their people died on the rift side, as they're trying to take the rift, unfortunately, the people that were running back got held up by that same one flex squad. You cannot have that happen, Blue. You cannot do that when you're trying to contest the rift, especially when it's that close. Though every single person, one party, two party that decided to stick and try to wipe out that flex team from ALAB suffered the cost of losing the rift take on this initial take at 15 minutes left.
Yeah, if you want to try and lock onto the Cordy crossbows for us so that you can tell us when they're about to go in and spin, we can get that angle there. I think would be great for the spectators here. It does look like this is actually not a good position for ALAB to be in because, like I said before, I'm not sure if you necessarily want to take the Rift Stone first. Normally, I would prioritize that, but in a match this close, you'll notice that ALAB actually can't gain percentage right now. So they basically have to consistently keep Darkness from climbing in percentage. You can see Darkness already at 25% right now with 15 minutes left on the clock. They have all day, as long as they don't lose all of their percentage, they can slowly snowball and slowly take the point back here. It does look like that ALAB is doing a great job of trying to battle back the other way on this one, but man, really struggling right now to keep control of this as we're already up at 32% and climbing very rapidly now. It only takes one more pair of shoes on the point than your opponent, and then you will be climbing in percentage. So again, and there we go, ALAB pushing it back the other way. They really want to try to get twice as many people on the point and try to push that percentage down as much as they can.
And then it's not. It was so close, and then it's not. This keeps happening on the side of Darkness here. Darkness, you have the formula. You know exactly what to do. You know how to make it close. You know how to put it on your favor. Just please, for the love of all that is good, please keep doing what you're doing, right? And stop not doing that just because there's a flex team trying to distract the rest of your squad there. Send one flex team to respond to that one if you can. Have them play life. Distract the numbers that the ALAB is trying to put on the backside there, and just have the rest of your main ball be in this rift. Contest this the way that you have been, and as you can see, it's very even now. And then you can see Darkness taking the advantage on the rift. Please, Darkness, if you want to win this one, stick to that. If you do not, they will capitalize on it, and you will lose this take.
They have twice as many people on the point right now. ALAB really struggling right now. Look at the percentage shoot up at 41 in climbing, 42 in climbing. Look at that push forward right there as ALAB struggles to get back onto the point, as a lot of their DPS basically got wiped out all at the same time and had to regroup. But now a lot of low health bars on the side of Darkness for this one here, as ALAB finally struggles to get back on top. But look at the percentage. We're down at 13 minutes. If we look at the markers, at 15 minutes, they were only at 25%. Now at 13 minutes, they're at 43%. That is really good progress if you're a Darkness fan right now. They are playing this in a great way, but I gotta hand it to ALAB. Their flankers have finally got outside the back of the fight. Ooh, Nutella, just as I say that, Nutella gets wiped out on the back line right there, but you can see the flankers from ALAB doing a great job of trying to push them off the point server. Hamster gets a heal right as he's about to go down, standing on the edge of the fight right there, trying to stay in range of his tanks. He's gonna go down. Not much he can do about that one. Too many yellow health bars around him. Look at the percentage starting to plummet right now as ALAB starts to battle back. Another big swing towards them. You see the kill feed on the right side of your screen, heavily in favor of yellow right there, and you can see that reflected in how many people they actually have on the point, all the way back down at 21%. Darkness losing a lot of momentum here.
Blue, if you look at this, if you look at the scoreboard right now, in terms of like rankings, the sole Cordy crossbow on the side of Darkness is doing incredible work. He's currently rank 1 despite being the sole Cordy crossbow on his team here. Second Cordy crossbow following him close by is Stregwer. This man is, by the way, we mentioned about Darkness being a PvE god guild. This man himself here, he is quite a legend in Crimson as one of the PvE demons of the early days, and this man reached max every single weapon. Before the new masteries were even introduced, this man reached like max level on every single weapon at level 20, and rightfully so, he's holding one of the crossbows here, but Belogish B on the side of Darkness here is giving him a run for his money. Solo Cordy crossbow outperforming a double Cordy crossbow. There has to be some sort of adjustment on the side of ALAB here. Otherwise, if Belogish just goes hyper even more than he is now, he's gonna be cleaning house on the side of this rift, and he will be the win condition on the side of Darkness.
Yeah, Darkness actually losing full control of the rift. They actually have to recap the Riftstone now as they lost all momentum. They do get the recap down, which is really good. Deputy gonna go down, but he did manage to get that cap off before he went down. Sadly, they're losing percentage really fast. They need to push up onto the point as quickly as they can. I completely agree with your assessment. I think that if you place a Cordy crossbow in the hand of somebody that, let's say, has a lukewarm IQ, they're not going to perform as well. So there's an aspect of it where you have to have almost all 10 fingers in order to make the weapon actually work properly. To have one Cordy crossbow outperform the other two in such a dramatic way is a super big deal for the side of Darkness over here, and they are battling what they can for control of this rift. They do manage to save it on this one, climbing up to 12%. They've only got 10 minutes left on the clock. They cannot afford to keep having the door shut on them here. And again, I don't think the play is to back up here. I think the play is to restructure where your statics are standing and keep trying to battle for this point, because whatever they're doing, it's working really well. Up at 20% now and climbing. They have over twice as many people on the point. ALAB out of position, out of time. A lot of them are running back to the fight, but they're all at half health, and they're getting immediately blown up on the backside of the fight over there, which gives yet another big surge in percentage to Darkness. What a shift in momentum for Darkness right there. 2 wipes right back to back puts them right at 40% once again, right in the thick of it. 9.5 minutes left on the clock though. LF, time is starting to run thin.
They're almost there, Blue. They're almost there. They have they have the secret formula that they need to do here, but what they're missing right now is just a little bit of spice, and by a little bit of spice I mean like a little bit of flex team on the side there of ALAB's side. Maybe do the same thing that they're doing to them there, distract a little bit of the backline and pull them off a little bit, because what I'm noticing from the yellow side here is that they're very aggressive. You give them an inch, they'll try to take a mile. So if you put a flex team on the backside there, you might be able to pull enough people, just enough people possibly, to get enough of your guys on the rift and take it here, because you have 8 minutes left. There's not a lot of time. You need to take it in the next 4 minutes here. Otherwise, you have zero hope of taking this rift ever.
Ooh, big wipe there for Darkness. Really good kill feed for Darkness right there. They surge onto the point. I'd love to see some of their outside. There's 2 skirmishes going on right now, chat. You can see what's going on the rift, and then the skirmish on the other side, just offside the stone itself. A lot of red health bars over here. They have over 2 times as many people on the point right now. Darkness out skirmishing them, and here is the big surge from Darkness coming in. ALAB trying to get back to the fight, but getting intercepted by Darkness's flankers right there, surging to 50% and climbing. Now they don't have twice as many people on the point, but they still hold it. Oh my goodness, another big kill feed for Darkness, and they are holding on. The climb to 60% is real as time ticks down. 8 minutes left on the clock, and Darkness looks like they're starting to wipe. Big Cordy spin from Bilogish right there. Massive Cordy spin to wipe off ALAB at the last possible moment. It looks like he is going to go down for that spin, but a lot of ALAB members go down, and that buys them another 10%. Beautiful play coming out from Darkness right there. ALAB trying to rally.
Yeah, Blue, I'm starting to see the reason why Belogish here is kind of like outperforming the Cordy crossbows on the other side of the team. When Belogish decides to engage, his party is right there with him. They are the wind at his back. When I look at like the Cordy crossbows on the side of ALAB here, with Strig jumping forward in one of the most recent engages that he did, he jumped forward to capitalize on a clump. But the thing is, you need your party to be there. You need your clumpers, your crusaders to be there to clump for you, to take the damage for you. And then Belogish again getting all that thanks to the help of his guild and his party clumping up these people for him. ALAB needs to do the same thing for Strig right here. Strig needs to get kills. 2 kills on the side of ALAB here. They're trying to get it back as much as they can here. He's trying to put as much pressure as he can, but unfortunately, again, if you are a Cordy crossbow in this scenario, you need your group, your party, your guild to clump for you.
Darkness is gonna take over with 6 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock. ALAB loses control of the Riftstone. What a back and forth match right now. It is 1 Cordy crossbow against 2 Cordy crossbows, and the man is just a machine. Darkness doing a great job rallying in this match. It looked like ALAB had their pressure. It looked like they had their number, but now it's ALAB scrambling to get points. People back on the point to try to start that cap. Every single second matters, and so you see Darkness just diving their front line to the point right now to try to prevent them as long as possible from getting that point. Deputy doing his best to try to keep them CC'd as the yellow health bars try to stream in and interact with the point. You see it gets to 50%. Another CC off right there.
Close.
They're keeping their tanks healthy right now. Darkness's healers are stepping forward, stepping up in this situation, keeping Deputy alive. There's another Paolo going for a camp right now. Gets interrupted again by Deputy. Another beautiful interruption as we tick down to the 5.5 minute marker. This is going to be a nail biter.
Blue, this is going to be one hell of a close match. And as Rune Demon said in the chat, Darkness is coming, and they have come indeed. They have taken this rift. They came, they saw, they conquer. The question is, can they keep it up? And they can defend it. Can they defend it and take this all the way down? 5 minutes and 15 seconds left into this fight. Can they take it all the way home? Can Darkness go all the way?
Oh, we have another run at the point right now, and it looks like ALAB says, no, you will not. 25% and climbing for ALAB right now into the closing minutes of this match. Absolutely unbelievable. Battle back right now, already climbing up to 35%. This is not a good look for Darkness right now. Where are they? Where do the Darkness members go? A beautiful push coming in from ALAB right now as they battle back in. Holy moly, 43% and climbing. We are running out of time. Whoever caps this next might just win the match altogether. The Darkness finally manages to get on top, 24-23, 26-21. It is one pair of boots over your opponent. It is a nail-bitingly close match. Every single guild member needs to be performing, needs to be playing for the team. Huge kill feed for ALAB right there. Are they able to capitalize? They need to glass down onto the point right now. LF, what are we watching?
We are watching a slaughter fest and both guilds clawing at each other. 4 minutes left. Whoever gets this next take wins this fight. They both know it and they're both engaging each other non-stop. What Darkness needs to do in here right now is reach into whatever they did earlier, repeat that about 1-2 times, 3 times even, just to try to get this one right here, because they have it. They just need to take it back. They have the numbers advantage right now, and ALAB is trying their best to take it back, and they are slowly but surely. Right now, ALAB, they need to have the onus on this one. They need to have this take. If they cannot get this take, all Red needs to do, all Darkness needs to do in order for Darkness to go all the way is for them to take this and defend it and not let it get to 100%. And right now, they're not even halfway there, Blue.
Big spin for Striker right there, but not able to come up with any kills. His team capitalized for him. 30-16 right there. Darkness desperately trying to hold on. You're watching one of the Cordy crossbows right now on the side of ALAB as he's playing on the back line right here, and they're trying to pull him out of the fight to keep him off the point. Right now is Darkness doing everything they can to try to keep on top of this point. They know that they don't have time. We're under 3 minutes. There's only 55% on ALAB's team. They need to bust a move right now. If ever you needed a guild member to step up and get a kill feed, one kill feed can be the difference right now. It is 20% probably per kill feed right now, and they certainly have the boots to stand on the points. LF, this is so close.
Oh my goodness. Right now, on the side of ALAB here, Jabu or Strig, you need to open your wings out wide, fly to the back line, wipe out as many squishies as you can, just like that, just like what happened just now. And there you go, the advantage on the side of ALAB here, 27-24, but oh my, 24-21 rather on the side of ALAB here, 24-20, 17 dropping on the red side. They're gonna get these frags. If they get a few more of this, then with the 2 minutes that's left, they might very well possibly own this one. All they need to do is get into the point, have their tanks push outside, block the rest of Darkness from getting in here, have their flex teams kind of pull as many more parties than what they're investing onto that side, and 59. They can possibly win this. But this is going to be a nail biter, Blue. 60% with 1 minute 48 seconds left.
They have the time. They just need to make sure they stay on top into the final minute and a half of this match. Right now, Striker goes down. That's not good for ALAB. Right there is Darkness pushes back onto the point, but ALAB managing to hold on, holding at 60%. Darkness desperately needs to pull this together into the final minute and 30 seconds right now. It's only going to take exactly one good push from ALAB, and it will push them over the top of this one. They've played well all match long. Can they clutch it up into the final moments? 70 seconds left on the clock. Darkness on top for now, but honestly, they're starting to get wiped off. Darkness, it's so back and forth. Honestly,
with a minute left.
Yeah, 1 minute left on the clock now. 25-24, 22-19, 62%. We need ALAB with a big wipe right now. It needs to be Guardians and go, but a lot of low health bars on the side of ALAB spells disaster for their guild.
Darkness is giving them an opportunity right now. The Darkness is clumping on one side of the rift here. They just need to wipe out that clump and then push forward a little bit with their tanks and get double the numbers here. But unfortunately, 36 seconds left. Blue, 72%?
Yeah, I was about to say, wait a minute, 73% and climbing. 30 seconds on the clock. The huge kill feed for Striker right there. 26-19, 27, 28, down to 23 again. They're up at 80%. Can they make it? Oh my goodness, it is right down to the wire. Every single person, you see them pouring back onto the Riftstone. 84%. I don't think they have enough time. Wait, they have twice as many people on the point. I don't think that they can do it. 89%. 90, 91, 93. It's not enough time. Darkness at the finish line. Unbelievable. Darkness holding it together. Holy moly, the first round of the tournament. I'm gonna lose my voice. I've got 4 weeks of this.
Oh my.
Holy cinema. Ladies and gentlemen, it does not get closer than that match right there. Let's look at the stat block. 77 kills for Bilgabesh B. Again, that was the strongest Cordy spinner in the lobby, the only Cordy spinner on the side of Darkness, and he was certainly performing. There's Striker down below him right there. Jabu is the third Cordy spinner, and again, you put their kills together, they are slightly outperforming him, but that was absolutely insane. If we look at damage dealt, it's actually Whiskey with the Staff Dagger, and I think that we're seeing Staff Dagger be so prominent in damage dealt because they're excellent tank busting class, and they're the only people that can really get the damage done to the tanks, and the tanks are damage sponges, so you see them do a lot of damage here, but a great job by him. Striker coming in at number 2 with that Cordy right there. Damage taken on the clock here. It's a healer kind of day, guys. The first actual bruiser tank that we see is Selkie on the Gladiator here. Gladiator a lot tankier than I think maybe at least even I realized. For sure, the first Crusader we see is a Magic Carson all the way down here at 1.8 million damage taken right there. If we look over damage healed, again, we saw 46 million in the previous match, 22 million from Kaib Y. You see, when both healing backlines, guys, are under this much pressure, it's very difficult to keep sustained healing down over time. That's how you know how like one-sided one match is over another. And you see Darkness 4 healers on the leaderboard, and then ALAB 6 healers on the leaderboard, but the 4 Darkness healers are all sitting above most of the ALAB healers here. So again, the healers very split, but what a match we just saw.
That was Blue. We might both lose our voices at this point because I had to stop myself from screaming because
I wasn't prepared.
It's not even. It's supposed to be an undercard match, and it's looking like it was like the finals for the both of us here, and I had to kind of restrain my excitement a little bit and like the intensity a little bit because I know we still have a few matches to go and we can't lose our voices, both of our voices at this point. But that match was just so intense. ALAB looked like they just had it in the first half of that match, and it was looking like they would have it the whole entire time because Darkness just could not figure out what to do in the next stages of that fight. But towards the end,
well, we can take a look at our instant replay here in a second as it comes up here, but there were so many engages, so many swing moments of that match that I think were just absolutely sick. I mean, it's not, and that match shows you it's not always the Cordy that makes the difference, but like we love to focus on the Cordy because let's be honest with you, it's kind of cinema. Watching them get, you know that they're just sitting there waiting for that big kill feed is pretty cool to see overall. But as we look over at our instant replay from that last match right here, you see this is the first engage of the match, and you could already tell that this was going to be an extremely close match just based on this first engage. You see the front lines basically get really close right there. There's the engage going through. Very few flankers. The Cordy's just not very effective in this initial push. Very few people getting through to the back line to get that damage down, and it's just an all-out skirmish, and the entire match played out like that. It is very rare to see engagements that last that long and are not eventually super decisive one way or another.
I was kind of surprised that neither team on that initial engage decided to like kind of like perch up on the high ground either there on the side. But that might be because like none of them are built for that type of play style. Maybe they wanted to be more of a brawlish, more 2-2-2-ish kind of play style there. That way they can kind of hang out with their tanks a little bit more, their healers a little bit more. And we kind of saw that on the side of like Darkness, right? Like they had a lot of pressure when it comes to their tanks taking damage. They had a lot of pressure when it comes to like the performance that their healers were putting out. And for some reason, despite the insane performance on the side of their tanks and the side of their healers, the fact that ALAB was actually able to make it that close and have that dominance in the beginning is kind of crazy to me, Blue.
Absolutely insanity. And to be honest, that wasn't even the match that we thought was going to be hyped. The reason I'm smiling right now, Chad, is I can see what map was chosen for the next